The AFC West is going to be absolutely insane in 2025. As we know, the Kansas City Chiefs won the division yet again in 24 on their way to a Super Bowl appearance. But we have some up-and-coming teams. The Chargers are reloaded and they're ready to rock. The Broncos are trying to take a step forward under Bo Nix and Sean Payton's tutelage. And then we have the Vegas Raiders. Added Ashton Jeanty in the top 10 picks of the NFL draft. Geno Smith, the new quarterback. Tom Brady, the owner. This is a division that could go in a lot of different directions. James, what's the X factor for the AFC West in 2025?
I'm not going to lie. I'm going with the Broncos second year with freaking Bo Nix and Sean Payton. I know these guys went to the playoffs first year. They got shellacked by the Bills, but still, they have a solid defense on the back end. You know, you got PS2. He's going to lock it down. Bo Nix, I know we made fun of him being like the whatever it was, like the 7th or 8th quarterback drafted in his round back in the day, but he played solid. Like, he really made a case. Now, I think this is finally the year the Chiefs. We've said, Spence, I've been saying this for 8 years. I feel like I just keep getting this wrong every time. This is the year the Chiefs are not winning this goddamn division. I'm just going to say like this. I'm cursing. Pat Mahomes is not happy. Not because they're not going to be good. It's just because what you mentioned, Spence. The 3 other teams have improved. It's just, what are they going to do to make that improvement show on the record? Because guess what, Spence? I'm not going to lie, Giselle. I see 3 teams going to the playoffs this year from this division.
Wow. Giselle, do you see any of these 3 other teams dethroning the Kansas City Chiefs, or is it another year for Patty and Travie?
Another year for Patty and Travie.
Gosh.
You can't, just because you don't want it to happen doesn't mean it's not going to.
Giselle said death, taxes, and bet the Chiefs to win the AFC West. That's what Giselle said.
No, literally, though. I don't think the other 3 teams have what it takes right now to dethrone the Chiefs. At the end of the day, none of them have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, and that's just the end of it. But I do think, and I'm really, really excited for the Las Vegas Raiders more than anything. Not because, you know, Tom Brady's a minority owner and what not in the other. But more than anything, speaking to anyone who does fantasy football, if any of you guys out there had Geno Smith as a quarterback last season, then you know that man pulled in points for you like nobody's business. That was a sleeper cell QB, okay? So for that reason alone, I think that the Las Vegas Raiders have what it takes to be either the second or potentially the 3rd team in their division. It just depends on how the Broncos are going to play. But I really do think with Geno Smith, Ashton Jeanty, Raiders are going to climb their way up.
Oh man, this is a hot ass take.
Giselle
is on the Raiders.
Even with Christian Wilkins getting caught, like, God damn.
Yeah, Giselle, you weren't with us when we talked about that. What are your thoughts on kissing your homies?
Oh man, dude. Okay, it was like kissing the homies. I was like, okay, ew. And then I don't know if you guys saw this video, which I'm sure you guys did. It was during like a tackle, and he like literally like dug in the other player's butt. I was like, you're gay. Really, Pop?
Why are you gay?
Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what possesses you to do that?
I don't.
Creep.
Hey, me and Spence agree. Hey, man, it's 2025, man. It's time to be free, bro. It ain't nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
I'm like, love who you want to love. Be who you want to be with. But don't be no creep. That goes for anybody. Like, you can
definitely
be
on
gay,
live TV.
straight, or whatever.
Can't do
Just do not be a creep, okay? Don't be a creep.
Yeah. So, obviously, the Raiders, they improved just by getting that out of their locker room, I guess, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're like, yeah, no.
They've already done it. They did it the other time. I forget the one guy who came out for the Raiders. The white guy. God, I forget his name. He came out after Sam.
Oh, yeah.
After Sam from the Ram. And yeah, hey, they got rid of him too. So, hey, it is a trend. It's a freaking trend.
Hey, I respect that. I love that. They're like, they listen to their players and like, hey, did that guy make you feel uncomfortable? Hell no. He's out.
Yeah, well, we've all highlighted a different team. I'm going to highlight a team that They are a darling of mine, even though I wouldn't call myself a fan of them. I constantly find myself defending Justin Herbert from haters like James West over here who discredit the man's talent, even though he is clearly one of the 5 most talented quarterbacks in the NFL, just on a pure talent basis. There's no one that's really as great at throwing the deep ball as Justin Herbert. He's all the tools and everything. But I've also said, and James, you know this, keep me honest this year, this has got to be the year that he does it. However, I think they are going to be able to make a huge step forward in the AFC West. I love the additions that they've made in the offseason. I love the Omari and Hampton draft pick. I think he is going to be a perfect addition for this offense that we saw them have a lot of success last year with J.K. Dobbins. Now they recently have brought back Keenan Allen, and this is now a Keenan Allen, Lad McConkey type of wide receiver duo. You also have Trey Harris, the rookie, out there. I'm not expecting prime Keenan Allen to come back anytime soon, but he's the veteran. We know he has an established connection with Justin Herbert, and there were spurts last year in Chicago where Keenan Allen did play above average football, and he did turn back the clock at times. He just couldn't stay healthy, couldn't stay consistent throughout the season. But I like him back in Los Angeles with Justin Herbert. I think that offense is going to be a very good unit. I am going to keep an eye on what happens with this Rashawn Slater fallout. They paid him, and he immediately goes down. So that hurts what I felt was a huge strength for the Chargers. However, I do still think this is going to be a great offensive unit. They're not going to be a team you want to play. They're going to be gritty. They're going to smash mouth football. I like their defense. And like I said, I think this is finally the year that they take a step forward. And I'm going to pick the Los Angeles Chargers to win this division, partially because of how I feel about the Chargers. But this is also want to say, everyone's going to talk about the Chiefs. This is what I'll say. Every single season, one of the teams that makes the Super Bowl ends up having a hangover. All right. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, but one of the teams that makes the Super Bowl always has a hangover the next year where they're not as good or they miss the playoffs completely. Mm-hmm. Now, I look at the Eagles and the Chiefs this year, and I look at what the Eagles offseason looked like. I still think this Eagles team is going to be a dominant force in the NFC. I don't think a hangover is possible for that team. And so that leaves the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that while they only had 2 losses last year, including their Super Bowl loss, we all know the story of how they got to that point. Devil magic. It was a bunch of voodoo going on for the Chiefs to win games last year. They very well could have finished with a record closer to 10-7 if you really go back and look at some of the games they managed to squeak out victories in. That and the fact that I truly believe the Eagles figured something out in the Super Bowl, and a lot of other teams, especially in the AFC West, are going to look at that film, and I think they're going to be able to find what the Eagles did and replicate that. And I'm not saying the Chiefs aren't going to make the playoffs. I still think they are. Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes. He is still the best quarterback in football. Make no mistake about it. But I don't think they're going to win this division. I think it's going to be the Chargers. And I'd even say this, James, I like your Broncos pick too, because Bo Nix taking a step forward and that defense is elite. I like some of the weapons they've added. They paid Cortland Sutton. I wouldn't be shocked if even they finish above the Kansas City Chiefs. But I do think a hangover is on the way for Kansas City.
All right, Spence. So your prediction is Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders?
I'm going. My official prediction is going to be Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders. But I like your pick of the Broncos a lot, and it wouldn't shock me to see Chargers, Broncos, or Broncos, Chargers with the Chiefs finishing third. That wouldn't shock me, but I don't think they win the division. Chiefs are not going to win the AFC West in 2025.
Thank you, Spence. We agree on that. You know what, Spence? Hey, I'll go next. I have Broncos 1, Chargers 3rd, Chiefs 2. And Raiders 4. Okay. I didn't want to trick you up and think the Chargers are going to go 3. So Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders.
Jiselle, how do you have the AFC West shaken out?
I have Chiefs, Chargers. I have to say that very slow because it's like Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos.
Oh, okay. Raiders over Broncos. Okay. Well, y'all let us know in the comments, who do you have winning the AFC West in 2025? Let us know if it's going to be the Chiefs repeating yet again, or do the Chargers, Broncos, or Raiders pull a miracle? Let us know in the comments.
Ain't nothing wrong with kissing your homies.